Hi.
Hello.
It's been a minute.
It's been a very long time.
My name is Joel, and a fun fact about me is similar to Michelle Obama. My favorite fall vegetable is a sweet potato.
My name is D, and clustering, all about negative space, creating dynamic forms in BTW. Even space supports doesn't matter if images are same size and orientation. And
Stop reading my
welcome to
note.
Chasing Channels.
Are you reading my class notes?
I recognize a lot of the words that are in that sentence, and I don't understand what that means.
Um, well, clustering was I don't even know how I'm gonna explain this to you. So it's like a way to organize photos on when you're laying them out so they're
Okay.
proportional.
Oh, is that like how to do photos so that they're not all like in a straight line, but they still look pretty next to each
Yeah,
other? Slay.
and BTW stands for between when I write notes. When I
Interesting.
do.
Okay. Because my
Okay.
like internet brain says BTW and I immediately think like by the way.
Yeah, no, I read it both ways, but when I'm, like, taking notes, instead
Right.
of writing out between I just write BTW.
That's very valid.
Um, so it's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, some stuff has happened. It's recording has not been able to have happened. What we definitely could have recorded last week, but we were worried about other things.
Yeah, let's just, like, unpack that for a bit just 'cause
Yeah,
man.
so the first thing that happened was that it snowed 40 inches during my final spring break of my college career, and at my home in Vermont. And what that meant for me is that we had to stay in a hotel for 2 nights because we were out of power and trees were very suspiciously leaning towards our house. It also meant I spent maybe a total of 4 like work days, like 9 to 5 basically, just clearing snow from all the places, snow blowing a driveway, snow blowing again, snow blowing again, shoveling walkways, clearing off cars, snow blowing again, shoveling again. And then I hurt my foot, and it might be related to that, and it might be related to the fact that I've worn Crocs as my primary shoe for years.
Yeah, you were having one of the moments.
So that was me, and that was that was until last Tuesday, and
Yeah,
then a new issue arose.
then I went to go visit because if you guys don't know us in real life, I'm pretty sure most of the people who watch this podcast
Mhm.
know us in real life.
But if you're
But
Lauren, who's definitely listening to this podcast because she's going to be on it someday.
yeah, so we don't live together obviously at the moment, and I have to travel, and we switch off traveling to see each other. And I was 20 minutes away, and my car, um, she's notorious for being a little over dramatic. And the ABS light went on, the brake light went on, and the speedometer just starts going like wee woo wee woo. Not as dramatic as that, but it's dropping between in like a 15 mile per hour
Right.
degree, if that makes any sense to
It
anyone.
was doing the car version of screaming at you, basically.
Yeah, so I had to pull off the road, and then my car got towed to a car place, and I don't exactly remember what's wrong. When people have been asking me what happened to my car, I'm like, but pretty much they had to, like, replace a part or whatever, and since my car's a 2004, the part was, like, frozen in there, and then they found, like, a bunch of other stuff wrong with it. So, I've been without a car for a while, and I stayed there to see if it was gonna be fixed in time, and it wasn't, so you had to drive me all the way back here, and then back home or back to school, and, I still don't have a car as we're recording this episode, so I've been, lifting everywhere, um, because or lifting to work. No, I haven't even been able to do that, which I've been wanting to do.
Mhm.
Um, I've been having to lift to work, and I've had to work a lot more.
Mhm.
So I'm in a stretch of working 9 days in a row. Love
Tough.
capitalism, and on top of that, I'm drowning in schoolwork. Um, so that's my life update, but I'll have my car, in a couple days, which is
Right.
great. I'm not looking forward to paying for my car, and I swear to God, if my car I say this every single time I've had to pay for my car. Um, this is not survivor related, but I am going to include it just to be dramatic, just as
Mhm.
my car is.
Right.
Um, I've had to pay over $600 at least 3 times this year to fix my car. I am over it, and this is the last time. The next time she does something like this, she's gone. I'm done dealing with her
She's
overdramatic
done.
tendencies. I'm done with her.
Mhm.
And, I am gonna just go without a car. I'm just like, I'm done.
Right.
Can't do it.
Well,
Anyways, Survivor.
the one thing that has been consistent is that we've been watching Survivor because we have to for the podcast.
Woo!
We wouldn't be able to do this if we didn't watch Survivor.
Yeah. We're not going to detail, we're not oh my gosh.
No,
We're not going to go through in detail everything that happened
no,
in
this
the
isn't
3
like an
episodes you missed. We're just gonna
yeah.
speed run it. Then we're gonna talk about overall what we thought about the pre-merge, our predictions for the post-merge, and, um, we're gonna update you on our fantasy points. Um, if you have been keeping track about who's on my team, pretty much at this point, it is D's game to lose. There's a very slim chance I win this.
And if you're following my team, things are great.
Yeah,
Well, besides the
nice.
fact that two of my team members are currently bickering with each other, but besides that, things are great. They were bickering with each other. Now it is to be seen whether or not they're actually bickering
Yeah,
anymore.
they bonded over being the
Yeah,
traumas of being a queer
but
person.
then the culmination of what does that mean in game was cut off by an event that we'll talk about later.
Yeah. So, we're gonna talk about some quick highlights about what happened the episode that Claire,
Hold,
got voted
hold,
out.
hold on. I've got a phone call. Hi. Hello. It's the president of the internet.
Yeah.
Um, so they have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And they have to follow us on Twitter at Chasing Channels and on Instagram at Chasing Channels. And if they don't, you're going to get them arrested and put in forever jail. I'll let them know. Well, that was the president of the internet. I'm sure you heard, but you have to subscribe. It's actually the law now. You have to follow us on all of our social medias at Chasing Channels too.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah, you do not want
You're
to be in forever
ours.
jail. Anyway, Survivor.
So, we're gonna talk about the episode that Claire went home. Um,
Oh, fun. Oh, Claire.
so this was Fake Idol Armageddon,
This was
pretty much.
multiple thing Armageddon.
Yeah. The main things I really remember are just Danny made a fake idol and he ate his note,
Yep.
and then Matt, poor Matt,
Poor Matt.
just ends up finding the fake idol and really thinks he's, like,
He
on
thinks he's
top of the
got it.
world.
Right.
And Danny's like, "Mwahaha, you've fallen for
Right.
the thing." Obviously not to his face.
Right.
And then on the other end, Jamie finds the fake idol that Matt planted, and that's kind of more funny because 'cause they're like, that was Matt was like, "Jamie is my number 1, and I've been kind of, like, planning it this way." Um,
I honestly bad move, the fake idol play from Matt to Jamie, I think.
yeah,
Because if you want her to be your number one ally, why would you give her a fake idol? The minute she finds out that it's fake, your trust is done. And
I would have loved
she's
to have
not
seen
coming
that
after
unfold
you,
out.
so you don't need to give her a fake idol for anything.
I
That
think there's a
was
lot of dramatic moments that are now, like, not gonna be unfolded out because of
yeah.
future events.
That was, definitely a case of playing a big move to play a big move, and not
Yeah,
for a reason.
it was entertaining,
Yeah.
and yeah, and then Claire sits out freaking again.
And everyone is like, "Claire," not everyone, Jeff is like, "Claire, really?" And Claire's like, "Oh, but I'm weak. You don't want me in the challenges if I'm
I, like,
weak."
don't believe that, though.
Right, and then the rest of her tribe's like, "You've got a good point, Claire. You're weak."
Yeah, that was not a good move.
Claire sabotaged her game. I think
Man, that's really unfortunate because, she from, like, other teams I've seen in other podcasts, like, she was high on a lot of people's lists,
I
so she's
think
flopped.
she got too she felt too good about her move after the first time sitting out where she was like, "So and so said this happened," that she was, like, trying to get another moment like that.
Yeah, she really was, wasn't she?
I feel like it.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah.
and then Claire went
She
home.
played her shot in the dark, right?
She played her shot in the dark, and did anything else happen that episode? I have the wiki up, so I full knowledge. And Matt did not have a vote at that tribal. And I
Yeah.
actually believe still has another tribal without a vote
Yeah,
because
because
he lost
Ahsoka
2
has
votes
not
and he's only been to 1
been
tribal.
tribal council.
Matt's only been to 1 tribal.
Yeah,
Most
OG
of
Ahsoka has only been to 1 tribal, so
yeah,
only Heidi, Danny, um,
Danny, Franny, Heidi, Matt have
I
all
think
been
Ratu has only been to 1 tribal too. Am I
Ratu has
wrong?
also only been to 1 tribal.
That's
Yeah.
chaotic.
Oh, wait, I'm reading this, I think no. Yeah, Jamie's only been to 1 tribal, and Jamie actually hasn't had a vote that's counted yet. Neither has Matt,
Interesting.
because Matt didn't because they both didn't have votes because Jamie used her shot in the dark the one time she went to tribal.
Yep, Lauren hasn't voted either, and Lauren still has a
That's right.
we're also gonna vocally try and figure out who has advantages and fake advantages because I think almost everyone has something.
Right. Also, Sarah never cast a single vote that counted despite going to 2 tribals.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Right? Am I reading that right? Yeah.
Wow.
Because the first one, she had her vote lost from her advantage. That thank God that shit's gone out of here. But that's the next episode. But yeah. Uh and then the other one she voted for Josh, but Josh used his idol.
Yeah.
That's also later.
Yeah. And then no, and then this was also when, like, you were starting to get worried because 'cause you're like, "They don't like Josh. They think he's sus."
Yeah. Really, honestly, like Josh is going soon. I hate to say it, but they've been setting Josh up to and like showing his mistakes in the pre-merge and how it's gonna come to fruition.
Yeah. Or he could redeem himself, but
Right. Who knows?
who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows with how they edit stuff nowadays?
Right.
They really be leaving it up in the air to try and,
Mhm.
get us to analyze and find the winner edit and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there's any other
I don't think there's
fun
anything.
little iconic things.
Not that I can think of. Probably just more Danny moments.
Yeah.
Danny's been the like one who has sort of come out of the woodwork, I feel, as the favorite.
Yeah,
Not a favorite, but like a strong contender.
I didn't really I took notes probably on this episode, I don't know where they are, but I didn't take notes on the other 2 episodes because
Yeah.
the other episode we watched together,
Yes.
and then this past episode, I just didn't because
Right.
life,
Mhm.
but, we'll get back into the swing of things, and
Yeah.
we will
No worries.
okay. It's okay if we have a little hiccup in the road.
Yeah. The next episode. Episode that was episode I want to give you episode names because
This
we're
was
not going to be able to
this
mention.
was I'm Felicia, that was
Yeah.
this one.
Well, the last step, yeah. Yeah. No, the last episode was Sneaky Little Snake. Nope. Yes. Was Sneaky Little Snake. And then this episode that we're coming up to now is I'm Felicia.
Yes.
What an episode. What a hot mess of a tribe. I
Yeah.
can't even talk about
This
episode.
one.
This episode had some stuff going on. And by some stuff, I mean the most bullshit swap of all time and the complete unraveling of a tribe as a result. So,
I
so I'll explain what happened. Is that they did one of those journeys again, which always end well. And this time, the three people selected were Jamie, Carson, and Josh. And when they got to their thing, they basically got told, haha, you're swapped, pick a buff. And also you get an idol, have fun. Because we need more idols, right? So Josh, nope, you do it because I'm gonna get it wrong.
Yeah, it was really funny because we were outlining the episode and I was like, you have this all wrong. So Josh went to Tika.
Yes.
Carson went to the Ratatouille tribe, aka the Orange tribe. And Jamie went to Soka. And Jamie's now under the impression that she has two idols because she still has the
Yes.
fake idol, and then she has this idol. And then Carson was really upset because he was like, I was like in a really good position in my tribe. But he did just get swapped to like a really strong tribe.
Yes. A really strong tribe who really likes him.
Yeah. And then Josh really got screwed because he's on physically the weakest tribe. They just got their strongest player swapped out, which
Right.
was Carson, because Carson is both physically strong
Yeah.
and a puzzle beast. He's a
Right.
smarty. He's a smarty pants.
Right.
And not saying that Josh isn't, because Josh is literally a doctor and also swole. But Carson also had those connections, and he was,
Right.
I'm geeky little fun Carson, and everyone's like, what is going on here? Where's our little golden retriever boy? You know?
Mhm.
But this is just rigged. Yeah, you get an idol, but then like what if you go back to tribal council and you're not safe anymore? They're gonna vote you out. Like it's just stupid.
Right.
This was stupid.
Basically, if you're on the losing tribe, you're done for.
I
Like
would have much rather preferred them split into two tribes and do tribe swap. That would have been awesome.
right.
I would
This
live
is
for
not
that.
the way to do it. This is like taking three players in your game and saying, "Hey, you probably won't win."
Yeah. And if they do get to the end, that's a great story for them
It's true.
because they adapted. They
But then
adapted
again,
to the environment.
the
That was
farther
my
along they
deficit,
get in the merge, the more the story will be a target on their back. Because they can say, like, oh, well, that person's going to be able to say that they, like, survived a brutal tribe swap. We should get them out before they could get to the final tribal.
yeah.
Yeah, so they swapped, and they're on new tribes. And honestly, like, yeah, Carson and Jamie both kind of just slot right into their new tribes. Everyone vibes with them.
I
They're
feel like
working.
Jamie has, like, a bit more trouble, though, because I don't
Jamie's
know
a
if
little more on the outs. People are liking Jamie personally, I feel, more than game-wise right now.
yeah,
Carson is like he's been there the whole time. It's
yeah,
crazy,
for sure. I
actually.
mean, I
He's
think it
already
was
got because he's already got his number one now with Kane.
yeah.
He was
Yeah, I
getting
was gonna say
really
now we're bleeding into the I was gonna say what I was gonna say, but I was like, "Okay, no, that's bleeding into, this past week's episode."
right. Oh, right, that is this past week's episode.
Yeah. Um, so and then Tika loses, and
And the
it's,
tribe
obvious
explodes.
to vote out Josh, but, like, Josh I'm pretty sure didn't Josh I don't know if Josh said he had an idol or he was saying he didn't and he just played it. I kind of
So
forgot how that all
Josh
unfolded.
Josh did not tell people he had an idol.
Okay.
No, Josh told Carolyn that he has an
Yeah.
idol. Basically Carolyn decided that she could go along with Josh, but then who's next? Probably her. So she decided to work with Josh instead, knowing that Sarah had her idol. And then it sort of divided the tribe into two groups
Oh,
of
yeah, because Sarah found that fake idol.
because Sarah, yeah,
I totally just remembered that right now because Carolyn planted it and did the X thing,
yeah,
and I don't And now I'm remembering that Sarah, watching that back now, or when she watched that, she realized for the first time, oh, I didn't get voted out with an idol.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got voted out with a fake idol.
Yeah.
And still no one knows that Carolyn has an idol, which is amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um, but yeah, she decides
Yeah.
she's very fed up. She's like, I'm sick of people thinking I'm
Right.
disposable or that I'm, telling me what to do.
And
I'm
because
gonna
she's
do what I want
Carolyn,
to
she's
do.
very public about it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do and what's best for my game. And she truly is doing that.
Right.
Because it is smarter. Like her logic makes sense. She's like, I would be a target. Josh would be a target over me.
Right.
But if I'm left with Jam Jam and Sarah, I'm the target over them,
Mhm.
which makes sense.
Right. And this is the tribal where we get the iconic line the episode's named after, I'm Felicia.
Yeah, because they keep Jam Jam uses Felicia and Jeff's like, who's Felicia? And Karen's like, I'm Felicia. He's talking about me.
I think one of the most underrated aspects of this season that people aren't talking about is that tribal has been amazing.
Oh,
Every
it's
single
been
I feel like every single tribal there's been at least one thing that you can look back on, whether it's like if it's a not exciting tribal, there's at least still Jeff is a fucking gargoyle.
yeah, for sure.
I'm
For
Felicia.
sure.
This is a side tangent. And spoilers for people who haven't seen the season. I haven't seen the season, but there was a tribal council that was talked about enough on Reddit that I decided to watch it the other day. And I know you've watched it because you either are about to finish the season or in the
Oh,
process of watching the season.
are you talking about Australian Survivor? Because
I
I finished.
watched, yeah. So I
Wait,
watched a tribal council from Australian Survivor
wait,
Heroes versus Villains
are you talking
because
about
I
when
heard that it
King
was
George literally
longer than
like
I'm talking about the George tribal.
yeah, you're talking about the one where he literally like can like that was
Yes,
insane.
yes.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about it because this is fucking amazing. This is gonna be a tangent for a second. Yeah, this is Heroes versus Villains. The way it works in Australia, it's not all returners. It's like half returners and half new people spread out through the season. And there's this guy George who I haven't watched any of his seasons, but I guess he's a big deal or something. He's called
Yeah,
King
he's a big deal.
George. He's a big deal. Um, and the tribal council, from the moment it starts to the moment it ends, is legitimately longer than an entire episode of US Survivor. There's a whole plan. George is bickering with someone, but from what I gather, they're working together. And also against each other. And then there's a challenge, and the other guy wins. And George pulls off some insane, like, mind game, last minute plot twist bullshit, and basically, like, gaslights the entire tribe in one sitting. And
Oh, he
basically
is
puts
entertain
his friend in
you.
a position that's like, are you the Survivor player you said you were?
I'm literally going to send you where I watch it, and you need to watch because
So
you
I
just need to watch it.
I actually found the way I watched this. That whole season's just on YouTube,
Yeah,
like straight up. It's just someone just posted it on YouTube.
sick.
Yeah,
No,
like without commercials in it or anything. So I watched the whole thing. I think after improv one night.
yeah,
Insanity.
yeah. I think I literally remember texting you, and I was like, "This is literally the best tribal council I've ever watched in my life."
And then
I was
every
literally
good
like
every
audibly gasping. It was sensational.
every good tribal too, I feel ends with someone who wasn't even a part of like the names being dropped going home. Like I think of one of the best like strategic plays in Survivor US is
Are you
when
talking about when John
yeah,
went home?
yeah,
Yeah.
the minority vote idol split bullshit in David versus Goliath.
The mayor of Slamtown went home,
Amazing.
aka
So
John Morrison, aka ex WWE wrestler.
turns out when Jeff's not trying to be a camp counselor, tribal's pretty fun.
Yeah. Anyways, so Sarah goes home
Sarah goes home. Bye, Sarah.
because Josh plays his idol,
Yes.
and Carolyn votes with Josh,
Yes.
which she technically didn't even need to do in this case because Sarah still would have gone home because
Right.
Josh received the other votes because there's only 4 of
Yeah.
them. And this is when I'm just gonna say, if any Survivor producers listening, I swear to God, no more 3 more tribes, no more 3 tribes. I'm done with it because 5 women have gone home.
5 women have gone home, and there's definitely at least where's the Heidi content? We haven't gotten like any Heidi content. We've gotten barely any Lauren
It's a
content.
Heather edit. It's
We've
the
gotten
Heather edit.
barely any Lauren content. We've gotten a sliver of Jamie content. We
Yeah.
didn't get any Sarah content when she was here.
It's because Carolyn really is this, like,
Right.
that, you know,
But like looking through all the guys, all of them except for Brandon have had like some sort of significant screen time.
yeah.
And
Brandon really
Brandon,
only had significant screen time during the premiere because
yeah, and that's because his tribe is insanely physical and won't lose a challenge ever.
yeah.
Sick of it.
Yeah. So,
2
Survivor
tribes.
producers, let's stop. Let's stop with this.
No, fuck it. 1 tribe. Just start with 1 tribe.
Start with the
Everyone on
merge.
the same beach. 1 world, but more. What's wrong? Jeff, don't you want to run a tribal council with 18 people sitting there?
No, I'm good. I'm done with that. No, I'm vetoing that. No.
It's just like a high school pep rally where they're all chanting on Jeff while Jeff's like at the front counting the votes. Like there's a commercial break between counting the votes.
Yeah,
It's just like imagine how long voting on Big Brother takes.
I'm very opposed to that idea.
It's all right. We'll have 1 tribe next week.
Yeah.
Actually, they won't be merged. New Survivor is so stupid.
Any hoodle. That brings us to this past episode.
Yes, titled The Third Turd.
Wow. Okay,
Based on the
Jane
line.
Kim.
I
Oh,
love
no, that was Carolyn. Yeah.
it was Carolyn right at the beginning of the episode.
Wow.
I love
Another
that the
reason
episode
that
names
she's
are all like lines that people say in the episode.
yeah. So I'm gonna say it right now. Carolyn's my new winner pick, but we don't have to put it into any sort of
Right.
the fact that she's actually been the past 2 episode title.
Oh yeah.
But so we're just gonna say that Matt left because his shoulder was really killing him. Understandable.
Yeah.
I've never
Legally,
dislocated my shoulder. My
right.
brother actually has dislocated his shoulder.
It's
That seems painful. I've dislocated other bones multiple times, and I know how it feels.
yeah.
So I give him props. I understand why he left. I'm upset in terms of my fantasy team, and also he was my winner pick, which was stupid of me.
Yeah.
Choose him as my winner pick after he fucking fell off of a rock. You see, I'm a little stupid
He
sometimes,
should not have been climbing that rock.
and he
What was he
regrets it.
thinking? It's okay. He'll win whatever season he ends up coming back on.
But I am happy because in the first time in Survivor history, we had an all queer tribe, and that did get salvaged because of Matt going home. But he's also another queer person, so I'm like,
Yeah. In the technicality of Survivor, this is a situation like what's her name from that one season where it's technically a quit, but it's a quit for medical reasons.
yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
It was either Worlds Apart or Millennials versus Gen X. MMA fighter. She got a knee injury pretty quickly into the season. She had to go home.
Oh, yes. I know who you're.
Yeah.
That might have been David versus Goliath.
David versus Goliath, it could have also been.
Yeah, it was that one.
It was one of those 3 seasons.
It was David versus Goliath. I know now.
It was one of the 3 benchmark seasons of the 30s.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
I need to yawn.
we're in the episode. Matt left. Carolyn they were like, Carolyn, why the fuck did you vote with Josh? And Carolyn was like, well, I was going to be the third turn. I was going to be next. So
Yeah.
what's the point of voting with you guys if I'm just letting the inevitable happen?
Yep. And Jam Jam is scrambling a bit because Jam Jam now feels on the bottom.
Yes.
But then Jam Jam uses his um
The power of
his
bonding.
charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to be like, "Hey, Josh," and they bond over being queer,
They
and
had,
that was a really great, authentic conversation. I
yes.
really just enjoyed watching that as like, I think that like I like when they include moments like that. I don't think they need to include them every single episode, but I really just like that because I don't know, you don't hear about that a lot.
Well, I'm gonna say I know it is joked about a lot, but genuinely one of my favorite parts of like drag race episodes are the like them talking about their life when getting makeup on in the workroom. And this felt very much like that, where they're at Survivor and they're like, so when did you come out to your family?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
But I really did enjoy that moment. It was just a very nice and sweet moment
I
between
like it
two
in
people.
Drag Race, but sometimes in Survivor, if it's like every single episode, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm like that.
It reminded me a lot. This reminded me a lot of the scene in Millennials versus Gen X
Yeah,
when
between
Brett
Zeke
and Zeke,
and Brett.
not Brett. Yeah, Brett. Brett,
Brett.
the cop,
Yep.
the cop that looks like Sal from Impractical Jokers.
Yep. And he lives in Boston. I actually saw him. I Side tangent. I was at Pride like a couple
Oh
years
yeah,
ago and he was there. I didn't say anything, but I was
right.
like, "Oh my god, that's Brett from Survivor." It was that's the only Survivor person I've like seen outside of my television screen. So it's just weird.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. That's a side tangent, but
Anyways, they have a pretty gay conversation.
yeah, it's pretty gay.
Pretty gay.
And then uh we further established that Carson is just a social king and can really fit in anywhere. Him and Matt have really bonded and like that was a really cute moment because like Carson's like, "Can I give you a hug? Like I feel
Oh
really."
yeah.
Um, and Kane and Carson are big old nerds and they're in a big old young nerdy alliance.
Yep.
Just they love the nerdy stuff.
They really do.
Yep.
They love their nerdy stuff.
So they're a bunch of goofballs
Yeah.
and they're gonna do the Survivor thing.
Yep. And then there's a challenge, and that happens,
Yeah.
And then they get sent off on another trip.
Yeah.
And
And
this
Tika,
time,
well, Tika loses and Soko wins the
yeah.
challenge.
But if you've been watching this season so far, you probably could have guessed that.
Yeah. Um,
So they
and
just get
yeah,
food this time around. They just get dinner.
they should get dinner and Danny goes, Brandon goes, and Carolyn goes. Um, this is
This
definitely
is
one of the funniest moments of the season for me already. Um, I will likely see this in a compilation I spiral down to on
what
YouTube of like funny Survivor moments, and it will be this because Carolyn's just like, "You guys just aren't including me." And she's like, "I'm bored. I hate these men."
when
And because they pretty much just counter out and they're like, "Well,
yeah,
you're going home and we're gonna talk about how like we want to team up for the merge and get Josh on board." But that gives Carolyn um a nice little seed to plant
oh yeah,
into Jam
into Jam
Jam's
Jam.
head when she comes back.
Right, which is like Josh is just gonna go with them.
Yeah.
Um, I think this clip is going to be played at Danny and Brandon when Carolyn wins Survivor, in the same manner that like Jeff keeps making Eric watch the clip of him giving up his tribal immunity, where the justice gonna be like, "So how could you have made that big of a mistake in Survivor?"
Yeah, that was really stupid because now that Carolyn's like at the merge, she's so gonna tell everyone
Oh
that that's
yeah,
what happened and they're all gonna believe her.
right. And that's the thing too, is that it's not like Carolyn was like sitting there quietly while they were talking. Carolyn was very actively trying to be a part of the conversation. And they're
Yeah.
just like, Me and you, man. No, and yeah, all of us, man. You know, like, come on,
Yeah.
Danny.
And
Danny, you've been
that's
doing
when
so
Carolyn
good.
realized she was like, I need to go. I need to be with my gays. And
It is fun to see that really Danny is staying true to form, and like he really isn't like changing anything about himself to play the game of Survivor. He's just this kind of cracked.
yeah,
He's just like, if I have to eat a paper, I'll fucking eat a paper.
yeah. He
Yeah.
also did talk about, I remember he was talking about how he got into like doing his breath work. And then he's like, I know it sounds silly, but
I was sitting there listening to that. I was like, this is actually my degree. So,
yeah.
uh,
Um,
yeah. Last episode, honestly, of all the pre-merge, the last episode was the least eventful.
yeah.
Just what
Except
happened.
for the fact that, I mean, they kind of clued to it after the
Right.
challenge. I was like, mm, but I really didn't want Tika to lose because I really didn't want any of those people to go home. And I was
Mhm.
really, really scared that Carolyn was gonna go home because like I I love her.
I think
Like
she was going to.
if she goes home, um, I'm gonna have to hold a funeral on
Yeah.
that episode. Like on this episode of the podcast, we're gonna just have to
Yeah.
do a little funeral because damn, I could watch her for 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I said it already in the episode in this episode, but she still hasn't told anyone about her idol.
No.
And I think that is really smart. And I know that probably took a lot of self-control for her. And I appreciate that about her. Um, and you know, if one of my team members had to take the fall for her staying, I guess I'm okay with it.
I do have
I'm
to
used to
say,
it at this point.
I don't think any of the players know about. Well, actually, all the players on the Purple Tribe know, I guess now, about Jamie's idol slash idols. She
On
thinks
the
she had.
purple tribe?
Well, because they all know now how they all got idols from the
Oh
season.
yeah, so
So
they
they
know
know
that,
Jamie has an idol.
and they
But
know
like
Carson has an idol.
Jamie has two idols, and the only person who really knew one of them's fake, but the only person who knew about either of them was Matt, and he's gone.
Yep.
So Jamie's doing a good job too. She's playing the Marianne game of simultaneously being kind of fun and quirky at camp and under the radar.
Yeah. And we don't know if Matt took home his idol or if he gave it to someone.
Right. This is going to be seen in one of those new Survivor flashback moments right as something big happens.
Yep. So we both think that he gave the idol to Carson.
Yes.
Um,
Or I hope so. That would
and
be
then if that would be the case, that means Carson would have two actual idols.
Mhm.
So what were your thoughts about just the pre-merge overall? Did you think it was entertaining? Did you like it?
I think the pre-merge, I think there was too much time in the pre-merge this season. It's been trending upwards like this for a while. I think too much time in the pre-merge was spent on advantages and idols.
Yeah.
The amount of idols, real or fake, that are out there right now shouldn't be the case at merge. I think there's legitimately, how many idols are there out right now? How many real idols are out there right now? Right?
So we have Danny has an idol,
Yeah.
Carson has an idol,
Yes.
Jamie has an idol,
Yes.
Carolyn has an idol,
Yes.
and then potential fifth with if Matt gave that an idol to anyone.
Right.
So
Okay.
there's four idols
There's
going into
4
merge.
real idols. How many fake idols are out there now?
Matt,
Matt has one. That was given.
Jamie.
Yep. Jamie has one.
Oh, Sarah's is gone.
Sarah's is gone. Josh has one.
Josh has one. But Josh knows it's fake.
Yes. But it's
He
still a
made
fake.
it.
That is still an idol that people think is out there. Actually, not anymore. Jam Jam was like, that is beads from Tree Mail.
Yeah.
Jam Jam saw it and was like, that's not.
My favorite was Josh was like, "You're destroying it," and Jam Jam's like, Um, and then in terms of other advantages,
Oh my god.
it's just Lauren has the extra vote.
I forgot about that. Lauren has an extra vote.
Lauren has an extra vote.
Lauren has an extra vote. All right,
I don't think
Lauren.
there's any other advantages
No.
because Sarah's went home.
Right.
And then Matty B Reps still doesn't have a vote.
Yeah. He really wanted an advantage.
So that's that breakdown.
And knowing that next week is the merge/fake merge really only means that probably at least 3 more things are going to be thrown into the mix next episode.
Yeah. I think that, and I said it, like I already said it, but I think that this pre-merge would have benefited from them going to 2 tribes and doing a tribe swap that way. Especially once once Tika got down to 4, I feel like that would have been better dynamic wise and would have made the merge even spicier. I think doing the one person swapping to each tribe was not a good move, and I really hope they don't ever do that again. They're all 3 of those people are still lucky that they are in the game,
Right.
and making it to merge. I think the length of it was pretty standard, but I think it was missing that, and I agree with you that it's just like it was too much on the idols because I still don't know a lot about some of these castaways.
I actually also think this the pre-merge could have benefited from 1 more week post swap.
Yeah, so if they did like a tribe swap in a hypothetical, if they tribe swapped instead of picking one person to switch.
Right.
I agree with you. If they did 2 more episodes per, like they did the swap and then they did 2 more and then it went to merge, that would have been.
Well, because we got like new tribes technically with the 1 person change of it, but we only got 1 tribal out of it.
I think because they were like, well, this tribe's down to 3.
Right. But then just
maybe they didn't have a challenge designed for 3 people.
That could be it. That could be it. Maybe they were forced to do a merge.
I think that
makes sense.
Yeah.
But also merges are merges until the week after, apparently. So
yeah.
I'm going to rant about that now. I think now is the time to rant about that. I think it's just wrong to say that it's not the merge when they're all living. That's the merge when they're all living at camp together. It's for Jeff to be like, you have to earn the merge. No, they're there. They're all living together now. They've made the merge.
Yeah.
The tribes have merged together. Not everyone's safe. It's just a basically opposite way to say the fucking Paul's friendship bracelet thing from Big Brother 19. It's a nice way to say half of these people are safe this week because we feel like it.
I feel like it's just like unfair.
Right.
But I don't know. I already said it. I'll say it again. I swear to God. Like Carolyn, I think Carolyn's going to go far. Confirmed. Especially, I feel like the merge is going to benefit her.
Right.
Especially because she can use like, she can really put a target on Danny and Brandon.
Right.
For being like, okay, they want to get all the meat shields together in alliance, for lack of a better term. And then she'll reunite with Carson. And then Carson has that Kane relationship.
Carson's going to be
It's just be interesting to see what pulls out as the majority.
Right.
Because there's a lot of dynamics. There's a lot of duos. There's a lot of duos right now. There's the strong, like, I'll say that Carolyn and Jam Jam are back to being a duo.
Yeah. But they certainly will have to become the merge. They will have to be.
Yeah, Kane and Carson.
Kane and Carson are now a duo.
Heidi and
Danny. Matt and Franny and Matt. Is there any more that we're not thinking of? Look at all the names together.
And then Danny also has Brandon.
Mhm.
Kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like confirmed, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
It should be, yeah, it's like whose duo?
Jamie lost her duo right before the merge,
She's gonna
too.
be so upset.
Mhm. Who do
It's
you
gonna be
think the merge boot?
Did we predict a merge boot? I think we did, and I
Oh my
predicted.
god, we did. Let me go back and
I think it's Brandon.
let me go back and see if I can find where we written down what our merge boot predictions were.
Um,
We did not write them down.
um,
I don't think. Let me go to the first episode document.
hmm. I really hope it's not another woman, so I'm not going to say a woman.
Right.
And I think all the women right now are actually in a good position.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't write it down, so I don't know who we thought was
I
going to be
think
merge boot.
I'm going to predict
Oh, I remember who I said was going to be merge boot.
who.
I said Heidi was going to be merge boot, and I fully don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, I know we were trying to like be like fake optimistic about Josh, but it's going to be between Josh and Brandon.
It's Josh. Josh is the
Same.
merge boot, I think. I think everything that has happened to Josh in the past few weeks is going to bite him in the ass this episode.
Yeah, they also like talked about his whole backstory already now, so like they
Yeah.
can actually eliminate. They can,
Yeah.
he can be because before everyone's like, oh, Josh is gonna go home. Like, there's no way they're gonna vote him out editing wise without telling what he's been through. There's
Right.
no way. But
No.
now they said that last episode, so yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh. Do you think there's gonna be some crazy ass advantage? Like the fucking stupid hourglass.
I don't think they'll have like something like that, but maybe something new. I just want it to be a regular merge.
Yeah.
I just want them to go into it, duke it out, and have themselves. They're That's the thing. They don't need it because the cast themselves is entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need all this little fluff to kind of
Right.
like spark any
Mhm.
sort of drama.
Right.
Or entertainment. They're an entertaining cast. They're gonna do it on their own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
I think
think
they'll seize it. So
I wish there was a merge. I wish this merge had less idols going into it.
yeah, me
That's
too.
really my big thing. I just keep thinking about that.
Oh wait, no. I think those idols that they got are only good until
Oh, you're right. The
so
yeah.
so that means that in terms of idols, the only people who have idols are Carolyn and Danny.
Okay, I can live with that.
2 idols going to the merge? Yeah.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Or absolutely not. So there's 2 and then 2 fake because Jamie and Matt.
Yes. But
That's
what do you think about all this?
Oh, we didn't do a
Don't
amazing
tell us what you think
reveal of
yet.
our fantasy league.
Oh, yes. Before you tell us what you think, I'm not going to tell you where, so you don't get ahead of yourself. Update on fantasy points for the past several weeks. Lots of challenges have been won. Lots of correct votes have been cast. The gauge in points is going to slow down greatly, I think, after. No. Yeah, it's going to slow down greatly because we will not be getting multiple points a week for a team winning an immunity challenge anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay at my the points I'm at for a very long time.
But at the last episode, or before I retallied the points for the past 3 episodes, you were at 4 and I was at 7. As we stand right now, you have 9 points and 1 team member standing. And I have
4.
15 points and 4 players standing. 15 points, yes. But one of those players likely going home next episode.
Yeah.
So sorry. Anyways, what do you think?
What do you
about
think?
the pre-merge? What do you think about the last week's episode? What do you think going into the merge? Let
Who do
us
you think
know in the
Cindy merch
comment.
suit?
Yep. Let us know in the comment section down below. Or since you are legally required to subscribe to us and to follow us on Twitter and Instagram because of the president of the internet, you could just tell us there. It's Chasing Channels. No space, all lowercase, no dash. Next week it's the merge. We won't be alone. Anyways, from us here at Chasing Channels, we'll see you next time.
Later.